Today we'll be learning how Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears was made. We'll be breaking down and reconstructing the original studio multi-tracks, and they are going to sound like this. Oops was written and produced by the legendary Max Martin and Rami Yacoub. It was released on March 27, 2000 and was the lead single from Britney's second studio album, Oops, I Did It Again. If you're anything like me and love these classic pop hits, you are in the right place, because in this video, we'll be breaking down this absolute banger into all of its key parts. We've got the drums and percussion, guitar, bass, keys, sounds and effects, and of course the unmistakable vocals of Miss Britney Spears, the leads, hidden backgrounds, and ad-libs. So let's get started and dive straight into the drum and percussion arrangement. Okay, so stylistically, there's already a few pretty clear signs that this is a Max Martin production. So we've got that new Jack Swing flavor to the drums, which, I mean, I kind of feel like harkens back to even as far as Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. And then that rhythmic breath that's sampled and used as a shaker to sort of be layered with the hats. Then there's also that sort of froggy sound, which is also very similar to, or the same as what was used on Larger Than Life by the Backstreet Boys. And I'm sorry you had to hear me make that frog noise. So yeah, all of these instruments are sort of pretty deep in the Cheiron sound bank. And I know these tracks are a little bit meshed together, but let's jump over to the guitars and the hi-hats, and then we'll put those tracks together. Again, more Britney breaths and mouth sounds and ad-libs all sort of making their way into these tracks. I love the way that they've been thrown in because they just really set the tone and a certain vibe for the song. And in my opinion, fairly derivative of any sort of 90s Michael Jackson record. It's very mouth driven. So let's just put everything we've heard so far together and see how we are sounding. Another iconic Britney Spears intro. I mean, the amount of Britney videos we've done, she just gets the job done like every single time. Now we have that classic funk slap bass. Thomas Lindbergh that played on the bass, Absolutely crushed it. And we're going to hear a bit more from him again later on, but for the moment, let's jump over to the keys, sounds, and effects, and then Britney's vocals. We'll do sounds first, then the keys. All of a sudden, the idea for this music video being set in space makes a lot more sense. Okay, now the keys. You know, I think what fascinates me the most about this song, besides it being a very clear Baby One More Time 2.0, which I mean, if that wasn't obvious before, it should definitely be obvious now, is that the song constantly changes identities, goes from attitude driven and funky on the intro to melancholic, which is mostly due to the chords that they've used on the verses and the chorus. I mean, even like nostalgic. But then also when Britney comes in, which we're about to get to, it's like also quite youthful and fun. But yeah, the mix of these fairly juxtaposing sounds and feelings all coming together is what I think makes these early Britney tracks just so fascinating. They really just trigger so many different emotions and pull your heart in all these different directions within the space of like 2.5 minutes. And yeah, on the production side too, and like just talking about like specific sounds in general, there's like orchestral hits which are very 80s or 90s. I mean, technically sort of harkening back to Stravinsky, which is like the early 1900s. But then there's that funk bass, and then the New Jack Swing drums, and then the DJ scratches, and then those extra percussive vocal elements from Britney, and the crowd chants. It's just a collage of all these different sounds coming together to create something unique and kind of incredible. Anyway, that's enough from me. I think it's time we let Britney do some talking. The vocals.
I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh baby, it might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean that I'm serious. 'Cause to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me. Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
Similar to what we saw in Baby One More Time, she definitely has a lot of MJ-isms to her voice. Just the way that she like over-pronounces and enunciates her words, and they all end with like an aggressive breath. Hearing that chorus like soloed by itself, I've never heard before, but it's a cool mix of her baby sort of pop voice and her fairly deep, soulful, natural voice. And the vocal fried too is just like dialed up to 11. I love it. So building on that, let's hear the backgrounds.
Lose all my senses, just so typically me, baby. Oh.
Lose all my senses, just so typically me. heroes, they truly exist.
I cry watching the days.
Oops, I did it again to your heart. Got lost in this game, oh baby. Oops, you think that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. Oops, I did it again to your heart. Got lost in this game, oh baby. Oops, you think that I'm sent from above. I'm not that.
Max Martin saying me instead of May. Absolutely love to hear Max Martin and Nana Hedden back in there again. Is there anything that these three can't do? I mean, the vocal arrangement and the way their voices blend is just so lush. Okay, let's just put all of those vocal tracks together and see how we are sounding.
I cry watching the days. Can't you see I'm a fool in so many ways? But to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me, oh, baby. Oh, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, and I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
Okay, we've got a couple more tracks here, which is some stuff that I've never even noticed or heard before, and then probably the key part of the song that we haven't got to yet. Let's hear it.
All aboard! Before you go, there's something I want you to have.
Oh, it's beautiful. But wait a minute, isn't this...
Yes, it is.
But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end.
Well, baby, I went down and got it for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Baby, oops, you think I'm innocent. Come in line. Not that innocent, yeah.
Okay, so we've broken down all of the individual elements that went into making this absolute Y2K pop juggernaut. Now it is time to go through track by track and put the entire song back together. And if you're enjoying the video, make sure to like and subscribe because there is plenty more great pop music where this came from. Alright, oops, I did it again, let's hear it.
I'm dreaming away, wishing that heroes they truly exist. I cry watching the days. Can't you see I'm a fool in so many
there's something I want you to have.
Oh, it's beautiful. But wait a minute, isn't this?
Yes, it is.
But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end.
Well, baby, I went down and got it for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oops, I did it again to your heart. Got lost in this game, oh baby.
Baby, oops, you forgot.
I'm not that innocent. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. Oops, you think I'm in love. That I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. I did it again. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby. Oops, you think I'm in love. That I'm sent from above. I'm not that
Innocent.
That was Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. If you want more great pop anthems like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have a request for a future Britney video or just whoever your favourite artist is, let me know in the comments. Also, I've got something really exciting on the way that I'm just super keen to share with you guys, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Peace.